Hello and welcome to another Division video. In this video I will give you a little guide, or let's say some insights, as a mainly PvE player I am and not that much PvP, how I behave or what my thinking is behind some behavior in the Dark Zone, and probably how you can enjoy it anyway, although you are a PvE player too. So this guide is especially for all of you out there. They are solo most of the time and mainly PvE players in the Dark Zone. Yeah, I would say let's go right into it. And as you see now, I start in DC1. Usually my preferred place is DC6-7, where I like to farm the most. But now, yeah, commendations. I know I'm guilty. I hunt for commendations. I think it's really nice to hunt them or go for them. So, oh shit, this is a player. I thought this is an NPC. Yeah, sorry. And I hunt for commendations there where I was. That's always when I talk and play at the same time. It can be a little bit difficult. And yeah, the commendations I need for the next is kill some Righteous and Rikers, because I have yeah, my progress is pretty nice in cleaners, and mainly up there are cleaners, so that's why my aiming today is really bad again, as you see, and that's why I'm down here in the lower DC, because there are many Rikers and Rioters. I think this is the only landmark where I go next with Rioters. They're here too. Get some Rioter kills. I think the first question most of you have if they enter the DC is the question about the build. And yeah, that's not that easy to answer. So my recommendation would be, if you go and focus mainly on PvE, it doesn't matter that much what build you're using, just use the one you're comfortable with. So if you would like to use Tactician, then go for Tactician. You asked with just using Seeker Mines and Turret. But one thing has to be said, that's the thing that if you come across some rogue agents, it can be really difficult, because yeah, your chances, your stamina is not that high. Yeah, and probably you will die pretty fast if you use Tactician. But as I said, if you go in mainly using, mainly go for PvE purpose, actually a little bit concentrate. Not that I die when I show you something, would be not that nice. And no, don't go up there. Then it's definitely fine. Just have in mind that it could be difficult if you met some rogues to survive a long time if you have a skill build, because you're really squishy most of the time, and this is the thing you just have to have in mind if you run Tactician. And if you will engage sometimes in PvP as well, then there are two really viable options in my opinion. And one thing is the classical Hexo build, but the new version of course with Classified Kit, and the other one, nice, got a Commendation for my LMG. And yeah, the first one is of course Hexo with Classified. I do have a guide video about this too, so just check it out on my channel if you're interested. And the other viable option in my opinion is the mix of, come on, as I said, sometimes hard to explain and play at the same time. So thanks for your understanding if I be silent sometimes. And the other thing is, yeah, a mix of Predmark and Banshee, and the Ninja Bike backpack of course. So my preferred setup, if I do mainly PvE, is a 3-piece Predmark that I get the 4-piece bonus. I think for PvE it's just stronger to have the bleed effect. And if I will engage in PvP, then just swap out one piece for Banshee, so that you have 4-piece Banshee and 3-piece Predmark. Then it's definitely stronger, this one. Especially if you get killed once by rogues and you have the buff to do much more damage. Yeah, the build I'm using now, as you already saw, I think, is 6-piece Classified Lonestar, and this is the reason, the only reason. As I said, as I mentioned already, I hunt for commendations, and I will do some of them, and one commendations working on it at the moment is get LMG killed as much as possible, and that's why I use the 6-piece, because I think for LMGs is the strongest build. The high end is not that strong, especially when you get the buff. It's really decent, and yeah, it's possible to kill some rogues too, but it's kinda hard. For the moment I don't know if I have already the right setup for me. It's not that bad. Yeah, you can kill some rogues too, if there are not too many, and you have your Berserker buff, it's pretty strong. Otherwise it's for me mainly a PVE build at the moment. I don't know, I tried it once or twice with 2 assault rifles and SMGs, but yeah, it's not that fun for me at the moment. Probably I'll change my mind, but at the moment not. And if you're interested in the build I'm using now, just leave a comment and I'll do a build video for you, of course. But here the focus, as I said, should be a little bit the thinking behind or the insights if you play solo in the Dark Zone as a PvE player. And yeah, one commendation of course is to clear out as much landmarks as possible. This is a thing I'm working on it too, so all the time I can I'll try to focus on more than one commendations at a time, because they usually, some of them take a really long time to get them, and that's why I always try to combine the things together. As you see now, as soon as you have the buff, the build is really strong. And one thing you have to to tell you, at least I don't know if it's just for me, but the lag is really horrible at the moment. Makes it really hard because you get damage sometimes really fast, and if a guy comes behind you, then it's not that funny too. Yeah, the lag is pretty horrible at the moment. Oh, come on, don't get stuck there. And that makes it sometimes a little bit difficult, so just try to take your heals a little bit earlier than usually, just to be safe, because sometimes you will take damage so much in a short amount of time. It's just incredible. And yet there's still the glitch around with the RPM glitch. It's not just RPM. If you already heard it, you can also improve your stamina, your firearms, everything, just stacking the gear up to, same like the magazine size. And yeah, that's why of course you have to be a little bit more careful, especially as a solo player if you met some rogues or especially groups, because I think there are many guys using it at the moment, although they ban people, but I don't think that anyone get rid of it. And let's be true, it's really cheap, and I can't understand any guy that has to use it. And I think, yeah, probably the nice sentence Marco style says, get good. So if you're really that bad that you have to use it, then you're just cheap, sorry, but that's the truth in my opinion. So if you're solo, just be careful and don't engage too much. Of course, if you have fun, then just try it. I usually have very much fun to try it, although I die 30 times, it doesn't matter. If I can finish 1 or 2 guys of a forming group, then I'm pretty happy. So yeah, but otherwise just always watch your surroundings, watch the minimap. It's one important thing. There you see the red dots, now the red dots because I'm using the pulse of the NPCs, and of course always watch the bottom corner on the left side. I think all of you know this already, where somebody gets killed by each other and how far this is away. And yeah, try to stand away from this area as much as possible. It's not always possible, but I think most of the time it is. So the DC is very huge, the size of the DC, so just go somewhere else. As I said, yeah, I really enjoyed upper DC, and yeah, earlier it was the case that most of the rogues were in the lower DC, not anymore. I saw many of them engaging in DC6 as well as in DC9. And yeah, there are some checkpoints, they usually makes 1v1s or groups up the groups, and yeah, just stand away from these checkpoints and let them fight each other. I think it's really nice if they have a checkpoint where they fight each other. I can show you these points after I clear this one on the map. And always watch your back too, because you get fucked up pretty fast if they came from behind, although they are just threat bars, but especially the grenadiers, they are not weaker, the grenades from these guys, so just clear out behind you as well. And yeah, the same, I think you know this already too. It's the same in the light zone or in every mission. Always try to kill an NPC all the way down, because every NPC deals the same amount of damage. Doesn't matter how much health he has left, so if he just has 1 millimeter left on his health bar, he is even able to kill you as fast as he would be when he's more health, but I think this is nothing new for you, just to make sure. Yeah, so far it's pretty nice. Oh, nice. Order Commendation. And as you see, it went pretty nice so far. Pretty silent server, it seems. Yeah, of course. Yeah, there's somebody death 400 meters away. So how many items did we have? First of all, I show you the checkpoints. So first, the one west 42nd Street, beside Times Square Power Relay. It's the famous 1v1 checkpoint out there. And lastly, I think the west 64th. I'm not 100% sure, but there are some 1v1s as well. So these two checkpoints, stay away if you see some rogues in front of there, and you should be safe. Yes, how much? Which landmark is up? Let's go to construction site. And after this one, go to the extraction point. And as I said, just watch your surroundings, watch where the rogues are, try to stay away from this corner as fast as possible, and you should be fine. Yeah, one thing right away, if you really get killed by some rogues, if they spawn camp, you can fast travel to other checkpoints. And if it's too annoying, then it happens sometimes to me too, of course. Somebody just hunt you all the way over the whole map. And yeah, I can't really understand the people too, especially if somebody is alone there too, and he starts a fight, then this is absolutely fine for me. It's the dark zone, and yes, you have to accept that there is some PvP as well, otherwise it wouldn't be a dark zone. But yeah, as I said, for me it's fine if one guy is solo too and he starts a fight, okay, that's the same amount, equal strength, so that's really fine for me. But I really can't understand if a group of 4 or 3 or even 3 guys starts a fight against the solo players. This is really cheap in my opinion. I mean, if you want to fight, then fight at least equal strength group and not just go for the easy kills. That's really cheap, so in my opinion. But as I said, if some guys, and there are some douchebags in here as I said, then just change the server. And if you have loot in your backpack you want to extract, it's a viable option too. So if you find a classified, if you find an exotic and there are some douchebags in the server, go to a checkpoint. I can show you it afterwards if you don't know how it works. Start matchmaking for a mission. Join them. I know it's not that that gentleman's like too, but yeah, it's the best way to do it. Just start matchmaking, or you can start matchmaking too and join the group and leave the group again. and then you should be on a different server. And of course you can do it one more time if it doesn't work, if the rogues are still there, and you don't lose your loot when you don't fast travel, when you do not fast travel. So you just lose it when you fast travel from one checkpoint to another. But otherwise you can still have your loot. How much items we have? 9 of 9, yeah, fine. Then we can go extract. This is a nice spot too if you play survival. You can kill the entities pretty well from up here. Works better than here in the Dark Zone, in the conventional one. Yeah. And I can show it afterwards when we go to the checkpoint, restock or whatever. It's pretty funny. I mean, you have a lot of ammo with a Lonestar, but honestly I think the NPCs didn't drop that much LMG ammo, so I'm more often out of ammo with an LMG, although I have I think about double the amount of ammo than with the assault rifle, but you will get so much assault rifle ammo. Really, yeah, it's funny. Yeah, just watch if they surround you. Always back up as far as you can. And I do not like the Rikers really much. They hit damn hard. But yeah, you have enough time, so take your time to kill them one by one. Of course, use your grenades, flame grenades, tear gas to stop them if they came too close to you. Like now, I'm almost down on health, so I drop them with a grenade until my heal is back. I got my buff back. That's really nice. Then you do much more damage. What are you doing, guys? Just stand there and wait that I kill you. Yes, next one clear. So let's go to extraction, and extraction is the same. Always check your map, and you saw before, although it was a few minutes ago, but usually they stand most of the time at the same spot. Ah, come on, let's clear out this landmark again. I need some rider kills. Yeah, usually they stand most of the time at the same checkpoint. Yeah, there were some guys where they just went go manhunt and then they run over the whole map, but if some guys are rogue or multiple time rogues and always different ones, they usually stand almost the same spot. So for the extraction I would recommend that you choose an extraction one that you're comfortable with, you know how it works, and who is, if it's possible, farther away from the rogues. So always choose the checkpoint that is a little bit further away from the rogues where they engage after each other. Come on, guys. Come on, buddy. Buddy. Come on. Oh. If they're suppressed, just throw a grenade. They're behind me, but as I said, always try to kill one guy, not leave a little bit health back. Just the death. NPC is a good NPC. And always watch that you're behind in cover, behind the car, behind the wall, behind whatever. If you have to reload, if you have to wait for your heal or everything else. But I think, as I said, there will be many things you know already, but just to make sure that really everyone has the same understanding, I mentioned it as well. And probably there are some really new players, they will watch it, and I will give them all the experience I got so far in this game. And as you see with the buff, it's really nice. And you can kill them pretty fast. Don't reload. It can be a little bit hard because you don't know if you get a buff again, because you get more buffs. You can get more, yeah, as you see now. And the magazine is quickly reloaded with the buff. Snipers, they hit damn hard when they are in distance, so that's why I try always to go in cover and close to them. Then they change to the pistol and the damage is not even half as high as they do, so just engage. It's the same in PvP. Somebody uses Deadeye, use a sniper too, because they are most of the time very weak as well, or engage in really close distance. Here too, sniper. Of course, if you met a stronger NPC who is annoying and your health is a little bit low, you can bash them for every mission, the dark zone or whatever. Just go. I didn't know he hits, but I don't. Just bash him and you do have a very good time. Yes, just let's quickly check if it's something important here. Medkit. Every time nice, and grab every stuff is laying around. This accommodation too, if you hunt them as well. And yeah, you can open the things too, and of course always watch out for the caches, because if you're looking for as much DC funds as possible, and yes, I know, I say many times the same, it's accommodation as well. Black market baron or something like this, where you have to grab DC funds, but of course it's not just because of this, because sometimes, and yeah, sometimes it's true, seldom, but sometimes you can buy decent stuff from the DC vendors. And one decent thing I can show you after, I didn't know this a week ago or so, I just figured it out, not accidentally, by I missed the right word in German, Zufall, yeah. I just found it out lately, and I will show it you afterwards. Pretty nice thing, especially for PvE as well. Yeah, for PvP too, but more I think for PvE. And I will show it to you after this extraction. And that extraction, I think every one of you know this already. They always came for veteran guys. I think it doesn't matter which extraction point. Here are rioters, pretty nice because I need rioter kills, and there are other extractions where LMBs came and Rikers, doesn't matter where you extract. But I think it's not a huge difference. The rioters are a little bit annoying because they run around like crazy, behave like chicken dancers as well. And yeah, the thing I would like to tell you is as faster as you kill them, it's pretty interesting, the more will spawn. So if you kill them faster, in a shorter amount of time, they will spawn some 4 new ones. I think this would be fast enough. So if you like to kill many of them, just kill them as fast as possible. Yeah, probably could be a little bit too slowly, but you'll see. Yeah, but most of the time if you kill them really fast, then they will spawn for 4 new ones, and you have to kill them again. And if you wait until that chopper is coming, then just 4 guys are spawning. Let's see. Yeah, there's a purple guy, but I don't know if this guy is...
Item extraction is go.
For the extraction? Doesn't matter. But as I said, just figure it out by yourself. As fast as you kill them, then there will spawn 4 new ones, and you have to kill more. If you like it, then go for it. Otherwise, just stand back in a corner. Here, possibly, you can stand inside here. Could be a little bit dangerous if some rogues are coming, because if they throw a grenade, you're catched a little bit. And yeah, a little tip as well here at the extraction. If you have really important things, just wait until the timer is about 8 seconds and then put it on. Because what happens, if they kill you and cut the rope, you lose everything. And if they kill you and you haven't put your thing on the rope, then you just, yeah, let's say just, you don't know which ones, but you just lose all 3 items, and the rest is private. As you see, 6 seconds, put it on now. Although somebody would come and shoot at me, I think the chance would be high, and I still have my super that I can extract. And it's gone. So pretty nice. That's one trick at extraction. As I said, just make sure it's far away as possible from rogues where they are on the map, and put it on as lately as possible. Of course, if it's nothing important and you will just go ahead because there is a contaminated or whatever, then just put it on and go for it. Or you have more stuff and there's another thief, he will do trouble. Could be, he's aiming at me. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Although if I die, then I die. I don't lose anything. I think he shot me, yeah. He shot me. Douchebag. Grenade, everything fine. Yeah, every time fine. Grenade as well, here. Shock turret, pussy. Shotgun as well. Oh my gosh. Really such a cheap guy. Yes, buddy. Bye-bye. Yeah, as I said, it's not that easy. It's not really a PvP build in my opinion. If you don't have the buff, it's hard. And yeah, I won it because I have... Yeah, I had the buff, okay. I won it because I had my super. But yeah, that's it. And yes, buddy. Nice job. Nice try. Oh, you fucking idiot. And as I said, the single player, it was fine for me. Yeah, 1v1 fight can be, it's the dark zone. You can't lose anything if you haven't anything on your backpack, so yeah, it doesn't matter that much. But it's pretty easy. Is the checkpoint here? I never know it. Yeah, it is. Is this the guy that I killed? Nobody, sorry. Yeah, just quickly show you the thing I mentioned. And as I said, if something happened, and if you would like to don't do it again, just go for another checkpoint and farm ahead there. So, and yeah, the thing you can buy here from DC funds, the genius one, I think, it's really nice, is this one here. As you see, you get consumable, canned food, water, soda, energy bar and dark zone keys. If you don't know what they do, I think not that many people use this regularly. It's really strong for PvE, as I said. PvP too, for PvP, for especially canned food. You have an increased healing effect, 40% plus. Pretty strong. Energy bar, you can remove status effects, so you get EMP'd, and this happens a lot. PvP, just use instead of a medkit an energy bar, pretty nice. For PvE, water 20% damage to elites, so if you fight bosses or whatever, in incursions, in legendaries, this is really decent. And soda for increased skill cooldown, 30% is a lot, so that's really decent. I think this is, yeah, a must-buy item from each vendor reset, and this stays every time the same, and on each Dark Zone vendor the same as this one, and the base of operations, really nice. Yeah, this is the thing about extraction. Probably I'll change quickly to my other loadout, my Pred mark. Let's save this one first. And as you saw, I used here concealed pulse, and the reason for concealed pulse, of course, I think the most of you know it already, that you don't get the pulse from other enemies, and that you're concealed, that they don't see you if you're accidentally rogue or will run away from a 4-man group or whatever. It's pretty nice to have. As you see on my Pred mark, I run sometimes 2 with 2 healing skills. It's a nice 1-2 for me, at least, if you have more amount of healing, and especially if you do a contaminated event. I really do like to contaminated events. That's a really nice thing. It's a really nice way to get caches, and as I already said, you get so much DC funds from caches. That's really nice, so that's decent. Just go for it for the contaminated events. Probably one will happen while I record this. Would be really nice to show you this as well. And yeah, what shall I say? Just enjoy it. And as you saw,
Transmissions jammed.
it can happen sometimes that there is a player, but as I said already at the beginning, he doesn't have anything on the backpack, and this is a thing you see it immediately. If somebody's farming in here, then you usually have that back thing behind his backpack. If you don't and he aims with your weapon at you, then that's usually a sign that you will trouble, and you can prepare yourself. And as I said, one of the strongest tools here is every kind of grenade. You can do so much damage to them. That's really incredible. Oh, right into the landmark. Nice job, Brutch. Okay, behind the cover you can of course front grenades. Of course shoot grenades for these guys too. They do not even follow me. To interrupt them a little bit. And yeah, let's make a cover-based shooter out of it. You're afraid, guys? Why you go in? And the lag is really incredible. So incredible. And I like the bleed effect on the Pred mark. Yeah, and of course guys, if you have any other questions, doesn't matter build wise, or if you need a guide for missions, I did just today, I finished all my guides, or I updated them 1.7 for the legendary missions, the 3 ones, and just check them out on my channel and you find some build videos there too. And yeah, I really appreciate if you check them out, if you leave a comment, if you leave a thumbs up, really appreciate it. And of course, subscribe if you haven't done it already. And I really hope this is useful for you, and you can take out something for you, if you're mainly a PVE player in the Dark Zone and hunt for the weeklies or the commendations. And if you have any other questions, that's the thing I want to say, sorry I forgot sometimes. I'm getting older. Yeah, then just let me know in the comment section down below. If you have any other questions about builds, about guides, about... And at least this guy don't throw fragmented grenades, just blend you. Yeah, I used the medkit for safety. Because of the lag, you don't know how hard it will hit, and I don't will use my proc, my super recovery now, so that's why I use for safety a medkit. You can always restock them. And yeah, of course, it's really a big plus if you know the map as well. So if you met some rogues and if you have to run away, then it's really nice to know a different area of the map. And that's why I really would suggest you, if you start farming here, if you're not that used, just go into one area of DC and learn the map. It's a huge advantage. If you know the map, you know where the underground is, you know where you can run, where you're in trouble, whatever, that's really nice. So I would really recommend just start at the point you feel comfortable with. And yes, in the lower DC there are more red bar NPCs and veterans like this purple guy here. And in the upper DC from 6 above, they're mainly elite ones. So of course they hit a little bit harder, but if you have damage to elites you can do more damage to them as well. And yeah, if you need more kills, then of course the lower DC is pretty nice too, because the red bars, you can kill them pretty easy. Let's hope that there is a Contaminated soon, because I just wanted to show you this, my route for this one, and the thing I really enjoy. And as I said, for me really the best way to get a lot of DC funds together. And yeah, a thing probably you don't know, I don't know exactly, if you kill the bosses here, or NPCs as well, in the dark zone or in the light zone, you get fragmented key. What's the exact name? Just watch quickly. This thing here, you get some cipher keys, or let's say cipher key fragments here too. So that's a nice way to farm them as well. Just go into the DC, kill some bosses, or the light zone, do the open world boss round. It's a pretty nice way to farm these key fragments as well, if you would like to buy some caches, encrypted caches, and get some vanity items. Fancy vanity items. Yeah, this big guy, they hit really hard, and I usually, it's the same on every mission. Dark zone, light zone, legendary mission. Now legendary mission probably a little bit difficult if I play it with a skill build. But for every other mission, I really just first of all try to kill the weaker NPCs, just to reduce the amount, and focus the heavies or the harder ones at the end, because usually the harder ones, as you see here, they're not that fast, they move not that fast, and then it's easier to kill if you don't get shot in the back from other NPCs. Yeah, come on my friend, I love you too, here I am. Yeah, that you don't have to handle at the end the harder ones. It's much easier if you can focus them and don't have to handle many small ones too. Just play a little bit around the corner with him. Okay, as I said, he did. Oh, my medkit, come on! These fucking healing skills sometimes didn't work. But as I said, especially if you're solo, it's just easier if you just have to handle the heavies without the small annoying little NPCs. So that's why I recommend you just focus first on the weaker guys, the rushers especially, kill them, and as soon as you did this, then focus the heavies or the bosses. And as you see, the nice thing about the heal effect, that would be a nice new setup, where you can heal the NPCs to make it a little bit more difficult. No, just a joke. The bleed effect, of course, from the Pred-marked builds. And if you're interested in this build, before I forgot to mention it, I did already a build video about this one, so check it out if you haven't done it already. And as I said, if you engage in PvP, I just would recommend to switch one gear piece Pred-mark into one gear piece. More of Banshee, that you can have the 4-piece bonus Banshee. So damn strong if you get killed by rogue.
Area secure.
Yes, then let's do one more. Try to extract and then hope that finally will come a Conta event. I really would like to show you this one because it's really one of my favorite things here in the DC. Especially you get so many rewards. It's a little bit difficult because you get hurt over time. It's a contaminated area where you don't have the mask for it. Yeah, nobody got it, so if somebody would like to ask this question, where to got this mask? Yeah, and you get hurt over time, so that makes it interesting as well. Leaderboard rewards. Yeah, one of the most difficult extractions, in my opinion, for at the beginning, Bryant Park there's so many rioters, so I would not recommend you, if you do it the first time or not that comfortable with, to do it in Bryant Park, because there's so many rioters there and sometimes they rush you from all over the place, so I would really not recommend you to extract in Bryant Park. Of course, if you need some riker kills, it's pretty nice because you get a lot of them. And yeah, I focus now on the boss because he hits hard and he's separated from the other ones. Always go behind the corner, and as I said, leg. Just bash him if it's too annoying, to interrupt him a little bit and grab time. Yeah, as you see, the leg, it's really sometimes. There's a guy on the truck here, so just go a little bit. And he slides around like crazy. It's the same, if you engage in PvP, in PvE, just all the time try to go behind the spot. Yes, of course you can't stay that, usually you can't stay this way, what's the right name? If you engage in PvP, you can't stay always in the same spot like this one here, because the players will rush you much more most of the time, and you have to be more flexible than as in PvE. But it's the same strategy, so always search a cover where you can go behind. As I said, if your skills are almost down, or if you have to reload,
Area secure.
then just go back there. And yeah, for these guys, I think all of you saw this already, but just if you haven't, I will show you.
Contamination event detected below street level.
Then what shall we do? Have we something important?
Rising below street level.
Nope. Nope. Just one cache. Yeah, I would say let's go to a checkpoint and prepare for the Conta event. Restock, grab some medkits and go in the upper DC. Yes, and this is really the last thing I will show you, otherwise I think I have talked enough here. I hope there were some useful insights, information for you in here too, and you enjoyed the gameplay in the back. I'll try to do at least as good as possible, although as I said already, it's a little bit difficult sometimes to speak, talk and concentrate on the game and on the NPCs. But yeah, I really hope that you enjoy this and this was useful for you out there, all the solo PvE players. They enter the Dark Zone. So let's go fast travel up there. And just one thing I forgot to mention, if you extract, then make sure, I usually all the time run around, kill the NPCs. I like to kill as most of them as possible. Yeah, but I would really recommend to not be stationary. Yeah, that's the word I'm missing before. Not be stationary behind the corner if you're engaging in PvP. Yeah, but if you're in extraction, it's the same. Try not to be too stationary, because if there are two players coming to this spot, yeah, it's just more dangerous, as where you're always running around. It's a little bit like chicken dancing, but it's harder to kill somebody that is not stationary, so it's the wrongest decision just to be behind the corner. You can hit by grenades, everything. So I really would recommend you to move around as much as possible there. And kill the NPCs, yeah, because if they shoot you in the back too, it's just really annoying, and I don't know why. Probably it's just it's not really true, just an opinion, but I always think they focus me when I'm not rogue and not the rogues. I don't know why, but yeah, and they can fuck you up pretty fast as well when all of them shoot you at the same time. So then let's start, and you saw the contamination warning on the right side. I think the most of you know this already, but the funny thing is I just watched a YouTube video today from another YouTuber. And yeah, he did a run here too on a Contaminated event with his whole group, 4 guys. And yeah, he went down too early and he died pretty fast. So make sure you don't go down when you have the contamination warning before it's lowering. It's just too dangerous. Yeah, so let's start here. And I think you already hear that there is something different to the previous section. Yeah, I had to restart my game. Yeah, it was... yeah, I have to restart it, let's say it this way. And I had to speak some loud words. Shout out to Massive. That's why I muted my mic, and I just realized it's too late that it was still muted. So that's why I have to make the comments now afterwards, as I already recorded the video. As you see here, yeah, just be careful, and I don't know if I said it already, the build is not the perfect one for a Contaminated event. I didn't have a better ninja backpack on this character, so I have skill power instead of health. And for this one here I would really prefer to have a little bit more health, just to be a little bit more, yeah, let's say tanky, it's almost the wrong word. Yeah, and as you see here, the 2 bosses down here, I think all of you know this already, they have 3 weak points. Always try to hit the weak points of them. If you hit 2 of them, then they are dead, and there's the tank on the right side, the back on the left side, and the little tank on the top of the back. 6 guys in total here. So let's clear it out, grab the stuff. As you see, an exotic drop, really nice. Yeah, and it was not the only luck I got with RNG on this run, you will see it later. I got some classified gear pieces as well, I think from the next Contaminated events, if I'm right. Yeah, usually I really prefer to do the one here in 6 and then go up in 7, because not that many people are farming this here in this upper DC. Most of them are farming this one in the lower DC, and as you see on the top of the screen on the left side, the one in DC5, the double one, DC4-5, they have already been cleared out halfway. And now you see the one I go in 7, 0 out of 6, so nobody's here. At the moment it's pretty nice, and my preferred route here to do the Contaminated events. And yeah, usually it should work that you can do 3 of them at least. If you're really fast, I did it once too, to do the one in 6, 7 and the double one in 5, 4. But then it has to be really, it has to work really well, and you have to have the right build you're comfortable with. And yeah, I haven't worked this build that often lately, so I was not that used to this one. As you see in the beginning, I was using Lonestar 6-piece, so I use many different builds. I like it very much, but you don't get that used to the build like you should most of the time. So yeah, that's why it can be a little bit tricky. As you see here, there's a player behind me too, so then you have to be a bit careful. I was a little bit too rushy here. I don't know if it's the right strategy, but it was the first impulse I got, because I don't want to stand too close to other players. It's just too dangerous. There are some douchebags. This one of course wasn't one, but yeah, if they shoot you, you're dead immediately. The same as you when go down too early, when the contamination is still too high. As you see here, weak spot again. And the better solution would be for this one, if you see a player on this side too, you can try to invite him. Then you don't do any damage, friendly fire, you don't do damage on friendly fire, or just run past to the other side, to the other stairs, and try to hit them, mark them from the other side. As you see, it can be a little bit tricky because they always run around here and already cleared out, so no, 1 guy left. It went just faster when we were 2 guys. And yeah, I was pretty confident that he is not a douchebag, so that's why I rushed pretty hard here to kill this last guy, and of course to save time, because the running takes a lot of time from DC 6 to 7, 7 to 8, I think it's the next one, yeah. Takes a lot of time. As you saw before, there was 3 drops, that means it was a classified here too. I can't remember which one. It could be the Deadeye gloves I got, or some knee pads, final measure I think, or my mask, final measure mask, the Deadeye gloves. Yeah, and then just run straight to this area here beside the extraction point. That's pretty nice too, because when you clear out the one up there, then you can go down extracting, and there are so many drops. If you clear out 3 of them, 2 bosses each, then at least 4 drops from each boss. 3 times means 12 items at least. So yeah, if you want to extract everything here, then you have to go more than once. And as you saw it before, I just turned around quickly to see if the guy is following me. And yeah, he was following me, so that's just to be sure on the next part that I don't actually shoot him or he shoots me. And as you will see, I decided then I was down there to invite him, because I don't know if you know this already, but if you try to heal each other, it doesn't work. It just works when you're in the same group. So that was the main reason, and of course to be a little bit safer, that you can't actually shoot each other. And yeah, it's a pretty nice way, I think I mentioned already, to do the Contaminated event, because the bosses drop very often. GE credit, sorry. The Dark Zone caches, and you got a lot of Dark Zone founds in these caches. I think about half of the drops are caches. So that's a really nice and fast way to farm them. So I stand a little bit more on the back as usual, because I know the guy will follow me. And as you see here, he's down here too. Was a pretty friendly guy. That's why I decided at the end to share my items, because I got them already, the classified and also the exotic. Yeah, I think if somebody's nice to you, helps you, then I always be nice to him too, to these guys. Yeah, as you see here, his health bar go down pretty quickly, and I can't heal him, as you see here. That's why I invited him here, just to give him a little bit heal. As you see, he was pretty low on health. Now he accepted, and now I blow up my immunizer soon now, and he gets not an overheal, but a little boost on his health, just to take him alive. Yeah, I think that's the better way to be friendly to each other. At least is my preferred way. And you see here, that's the final measure mask, classified 2. And yeah, we did it already too, this one. So that's a pretty nice and fast way. And of course, as I said, you will be a little bit faster, but the strategy is the same. Just stand out here on this door and shoot them. They will rush you, so then just back up around this corner, and if it's too dangerous, go up the rope, and there is no contamination. Wait until your skills are back and go down again. But as I said, just be safe. And one thing you have to have in your mind too, that the recover link didn't proc all the time when you're solo down there. So I died sometimes, yeah. I expected that my recovery will proc when I almost dead, but it didn't. So if you're low in health, you don't have any skills, then just use it by yourself to be a little bit more safer. And of course, if you're in a group, then it didn't proc at all. If you're low in health, so then you have always to proc it manually. But yeah, I think the most of you know this already. I like this extraction very much. I usually blow up the gun here on this corner, because you can run down here to the landmark. And yeah, I like it very much, because you don't have to wait all the time until the chopper is arriving. Yeah, you can clear out another landmark in the meantime. That's pretty nice. As you see, he was following me too on this part here, and we cleared out this landmark to get another reward for clearing a landmark, and other drops from the boss, of course. So I like it very much. The only thing you have to watch, I missed sometimes the extraction because I had a little bit too long. If you play this solo and all of them are still here. The nice thing here is that sometimes the writers are here too. It's an LMB landmark, but sometimes the writers fight against the LMBs here. Yeah, and as I said, I like it very much, this extraction. You can just use your time until the chopper is arriving to clear out or start to clear out the landmark, at least tag the boss, and then finish it off or clear it all the way down when you have extracted. And as I said already, no, I think one of the most important things, before I forgot to tell you, I don't think I have told you this before, there are 3 important things if you enter a fight. It doesn't matter if it's a PvP fight, at least this is very important in my opinion. It counts for PvP and for PvE as well. So there are 3 important things. First important thing is try not to start a fight when you're in the middle of an area without any cover around you. So just always watch out that you have some kind of cover where when you have to reload, when you have to wait for your heals, whatever, that you're a little bit safe. So the first rule for me at least, just be safe and watch that you have always a cover around you. And as you see here, the extraction will soon depart, so that's why I rushed up. Just about 20 seconds left. Yeah, that's the first rule. The second rule is that you always check that your mag is reloaded. It sounds stupid, but it happens still to me too. Many times that I try to enter a fight against NPC or whatever, and I have just a couple bullets left in the magazine. And that's pretty annoying because you have to back up just after you have started the fight and have to reload. So that's the second thing. And the third thing, yeah, you have to watch your health, of course, and it's the best thing if you can start a fight with an overheal. That's why I run here 2 healing resources, because if I enter a fight, then I can put down my healing box and blow it up and get an overheal for my box. And after a couple rounds or bullets after each other, then I can use my booster shot and I have a overheal as well. And this one is pretty strong. Yeah, as you saw, I think I have about 170, 180,000 skill power, so it's a pretty nice heal here. And yeah, for the extraction, I told you this already before, just put it on when there are a few seconds, about 8 or so left. The chances are just higher that you can extract it without any issues. Yeah, he was here and fighting against NPCs. You don't saw that I run all the way back there to the next landmark. And I know I just wanted to show you how I clear out the one thing I really like in the Dark Zone, the contaminated events, but of course you have to extract after the contaminated events, and then you can combine it, of course, to clear out 2 other landmarks, because if you run down this tunnel here, you came to the next landmark here on this spot with healers, with cleaners, and you can clear out this too. And if you go up the stairs on the other side, as this one here, then you will came to the part where the last contaminated was happened. So that's pretty nice. You can clear out 2 landmarks, you can clear 3, because the landmark where the contamination event was is up again too. And you have much more drops you have to extract. So that's why you see here some more landmarks we are clearing out. Yeah, it was actually pretty fun to run with the guy, pretty nice guy, so shout out to him. It was nice to play with you this short time. Yeah, he just followed me and did the same I did and farmed for the landmarks we go for, so that was pretty nice. As you see, there's a cover on the left side. As you see, my health bar is up, as I mentioned before. And always when you shoot, and if you have time, so make it just to a habit of you, always, you see my aim, if somebody's moving, not that good. Yeah, as you see, if you shot some bullets at a guy, then the first thing you do, make it to a habit, always reload that you have a full magazine. So cleared it out already, this one. I don't know if it counts, but it was still up. There was nobody left here, but anyway, we just go ahead, and this, as you see here, you can run up here, and if you play Last Stand, then you should know this area too, because this is one map in Last Stand up there, really one of my favorite ones, one of my favorite maps. And yeah, the other side of the contamination event was happening. There is the points, I think the points multiplier. This area you should know, there is B2 up there. On the left side I think is B1 and B3 on the right side, or vice versa, it doesn't matter. Yeah, just go down here. This area is the one where the points multiplier is. So just go down here and you will find another landmark, and you will come to the last contaminated event we cleared out here, as you see already on the drops on the floor there. He shot me a little bit in the back, so that was nice that I invited him. The one thing it's different here from the lower DC to the upper DC2, because on the landmarks in, I say, DC 7 and upwards, 7, 8 and 9, there are many landmarks, you have multiple waves, so 2 or 3 of them, 3. Yeah, and this one here too, as you see soon. That's that eyeglass classified. And the mask. That was pretty. RNG was on my side, but yeah, they were not cordial, let's say it this way. This was already the second wave. As you see here, there are veterans on the second wave in the upper DC. And after you cleared out all of these guys here, then there will be another round of elites. And the boss too, so you have to kill you have the chance to kill 2 bosses too. Yeah, and soon you will see that the lag at the moment is really horrible at the game, in my opinion. It was really never the bad as now, at least as I expected it.
High threat target detected.
Sometimes it changes the way a little bit, like you play if another players in your team, especially if you don't know him that well, then yeah, normally you just change your playstyle a little bit as well, as you see here, because usually I always go out of the door, but he was really pushy forward. That's why I decided to push here a little bit more too, as I would usually do. He was down, that's why I had to use my super. Now you will see the lag soon. Yeah, there was so much burst damage. It doesn't look like on the screen, but it felt at least like. So the health bar went down pretty quickly. But as you see here, pretty nice guy, nice teamwork. I used the super for him, he revived me, and now he backs up again too, so a little bit more safe. That's why it was definitely not that bad that we went down, just to calm down a little bit and play more safe. It was really the right decision here. And yeah, you see there's the next boss, so more drops as well. So you could extract about 3 times when you do all the contaminated events and just combine these landmarks here. It's pretty decent. So if you hunt for gear or want to extract as many items as possible, this is really a decent way for it. And yeah, you get cipher keys as well here. And cipher keys, just to tell this, I think I showed it to you earlier. I can't remember exactly. It's not that long ago, I know, but I talk a lot, I think. Yeah, the cipher keys, I just spare them for 1.8 because they will probably add some more items. And it's just vanity stuff, so yeah, I don't need anything really immediately there. That's why I just save the keys. And yeah, probably use it in 1.8 later. And of course, the most important thing for me is the DC funds, because you can buy the cash, as I mentioned already, the consumables, and grab the last cash here too, of course. As I said, just to get as much as possible DC funds. Yeah, this was the wrong item. So delete it again and grab the cash and extract again. And after the extraction we went to the checkpoint, as you will see, and then, as I already mentioned, I share my items with him, as I usually do it if somebody's really a kind guy, so then I'm kind, of course, too, to this guy. Yeah, the last part is not that really interesting, it went pretty well so far. no interruptions, and yeah, usually I would say it's more silent in the upper DC. That's why I already told it at the beginning of the video. I prefer the upper DC more than the lower one, because as I said, there in my opinion not that many ropes as down there. You can farm more relaxed most of the time. NPCs are a little bit tougher because almost all of them are elites, except this one here on the extraction. And one important thing I told you already is at the extraction here, just be on the move and never stand still. You are just an easy target if you stand still. So that's why I usually just run around and start killing the NPCs. Interrupt this guy before he places a turret. And go back again, or go down again. And always be on the move, that you're not that easy cover, that you're not an easy target if somebody stands up there. And yeah, it can be a little bit dangerous here on this extraction, because yeah, they can stand on the upper part and shoot down there pretty easy, especially here on the rope. And that's why I usually place my immunizer down there, because if they decide to throw a shock grenade or whatever, then you don't get shocked if you have the immunizer. And the immunizer is pretty nice too, because if you have a bleed effect, burn effect, whatever, you don't need a med kit, you don't need to use an energy bar, just place down your immunizer, and like the name says, you are immune against this status effect. So as you see here, that's why I usually place down my... the timer is just arriving now. So kill all the other NPCs first, so that they don't interrupt you. Go back to the extraction point. And yeah, usually when I see that he put it on his stuff too, then I put on mine too. Just, yeah, do the same like he do. That he knows that I'm not here to grab his shit or whatever. But I decided to wait because I had, as you saw, the 2 classified gear pieces and I really wanted to extract them. That's why I went for the safer way on this. And as I said, just kill the NPCs around you, that they don't start shooting at you when you put a thing on the rope. As I told you, place down your immunizer. And yeah, be careful, watch your surroundings. And we did it, so then let's go to the checkpoint. This is pretty nice too, because the way to the checkpoint is not that long, so if you have to restock, and yeah, you can do it as well, that you call it in the extraction, run to the checkpoint, grab ammo, medkits, whatever, go back. It should be enough time that you can put on your things on the rope when you're fast enough. So that's why another thing I really like this too. So then just go to this one, and yes, I really hope that there were some helpful insights for you. All the guys out there, they went into the DC or feel not that comfortable to go into the DC. So for me, I really enjoyed to go into the DC farming. It's something different. It's not like the light zone. So I really enjoyed, and as I said, especially the contaminated events and the supply drops. But I would say, yeah, supply drops are really nice too, but the rewards are just not that high as for the contaminated events, because you just have one boss there, and you can do, if you're played solo, I think you can do just 2 of them if you're fast enough, and you can do much more on contaminated events. And as I said, there are 2 bosses, named bosses down there, so that's why you just get much more reward from it. And as you see here, I just dropped the items if the guy wants it or not, that he can check it out, because not everyone was happy enough or lucky enough to get some classified gear pieces on the global event week. And that's why I think if I don't really need it that much, then I'll share it for the other guys. They can probably need it to complete the set or whatever. because I figured out by myself it's pretty hard. I still farm for a better pair of knee pads, Lonestar for my Hexo build. And yeah, it didn't drop. I get many masks, many backpacks, whatever, but no knee pads at all. So it's pretty hard to get a special gear piece from a classified set. And yeah, we are almost at the end of the video, so just to sum it up at the end, I really hope you enjoyed this gameplay in the back, the informations I share with you, the things I'm watching at or having my mind when I'm running into the DC. And yeah, I would say this was just a casual run. Of course, you can get killed by rogues, and as I said, just change the place to farm. Don't hesitate to change the server if you're too often fucked up by other players. Then just change the servers and having the right build you're comfortable with and enjoy as much as you can. Then I wish you happy hunting in the DC, enjoy it, and see you soon in the next one. Bye bye.